All right, Decade of Dominance, week 4, day 22, year 1. This year has definitely taken me for a complete spin, but I think one thing that's been consistent has been my work ethic. It's something that's definitely different than in the past. In the past, I definitely would falter pretty quickly when I started something new. I would quit a lot, I would give up, and I wouldn't respond to stresses in the appropriate way. And I think maybe part of growing up and maturing, not only as a man but as a person, a human, is like accepting responsibility over the things you can control and having faith that the things that you can't will still work out. My dog Oslo has been going through a tough time. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to most likely have his leg amputated. So that's been a crazy ride. Today was a bad day for him. He's just having a lot of pain in his leg and pain in his body where he would, just be wincing and crying without anybody touching him or anything like that. So it was really difficult to see that, especially with how amazing of a dog he is, and how his personality is so loving and caring and energetic, and to see him just in complete pain it's heartbreaking, to say the absolute least. This weekend I have my first tournament of the year, the Austin Open, unless Oslo's surgery has to happen sooner. But I'm excited for that. I put in a lot of work since the World Championship in December. I put in about 4 or 5 weeks of tough work since that last tournament. And I'm excited and I'm ready to go out there and to compete and to come in fully rested. And I get up 5:30 a.m. every single day. I train 3 hours, either 3 hours of jiu-jitsu Monday through Friday, or 2 hours of jiu-jitsu with an hour of weight training. Then I go work 7-8 hour shift at my business. Saturdays, same thing. I train for 2 hours, and then I go work 7-hour shift. Sundays, I do weight training. I don't do any jiu-jitsu, but I do weight training. I watch film, and then I go work for 7-8 hours. So, really it's just been like a nonstop hustle, a nonstop grind. And I'm just excited for where that work ethic's going to take me. When I listen to the all-time greats, Kobe Bryant, LeBron, I'll use a lot of basketball references just for the future because it is one of my favorite sports to watch. But even people like in the jiu-jitsu world, like I'm just going to use someone I train with, Pedro Marino. Just the work ethic is really what takes you to that next level. Gordon Ryan, again, another example of someone who sleeps on the mats and really puts everything that they have each and every day. And, do I overtrain? Yeah, probably. But I always get something out of each and every day. I always learn a lesson, and I'm always pushing myself to the most of my potential and the most of my ability. And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't do. And that's why I feel I have an edge in life, and not only in jiu-jitsu, but really in life. Just because it's just when you're going 100% every day and everyone else is doing 10%, it gives you a certain mental confidence, mental edge where, that you outwork them. You know that you're better than them because you simply know that there's 99% of people aren't doing what you're doing, let alone on a consistent basis. In business, it's the same thing. What owners in the store every single day, you could say, oh, this, oh, that, well, I have a family and that, whatever. Like, I train and then I go to work, and there's no excuses. Real life happens, and I get that, and that's okay. But for the most part, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I'm there. And even when, again, at work, it's not my best effort, I'm still there, I'm still showing up, and at least I'm participating, and I'm not sitting on the bench and making excuses or crying about why things didn't go my way or complaining about things outside of my control. Life happens, and what I've noticed this year especially is that there's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs, and I just try to make it to the next day every single day. Right now the goal is make it to Thursday, and Thursday it's going to be make it to Friday and make the most out of every day. And even when a day turns kind of sour, it's just about your attitude and your perspective. As long as you keep a positive attitude and a positive perspective on life, things really aren't that bad. Everything that's bad that happens to you, it can really be, once you change the lens in which you see it, it's really just a learning experience. I know DJ Khaled talks about that. I don't take L's. I never took an L. A lot of people who are successful talk like that, and it's really that simple. I think it's a mindset thing. And I think when I listen to all these successful people and they talk about their mindsets and what they've been able to accomplish, etc., when you're in a negative place and they're said, oh, it's just about how you think, it's how you approach life, like you're really like, it's laughable to you. Like, oh, there's no way, like that's not true. How could that be? It's not that easy. I mean, it's definitely not easy, but it's about having that consistency, number one, in your craft, consistency, number two, in your work ethic, and then consistency, number three, in your attitude. You can control those three things only, and the consistency is the hardest part. I'm going on now my fourth week of making these videos. I've had this camera, I don't know why I haven't used it this whole time. Just goes to show you that I'm very unprepared for what I'm doing here, but I'm just being consistent, and I'm gonna keep showing up to this. I'm gonna keep showing up to work, to training, and when I'm a world champion in a couple years, if not this year, this is gonna be awesome to look back on and say, yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I knew that's where I was gonna be when I'm franchisee of the year for my business. I'm gonna be able to look back on this moment too and say, wow, all that work paid off. When I have 5 stores and I'm able to travel to Brazil and live there for 6 months and train in Manaus and just focus my 100% of my time and efforts on my passion because I put 100% work ethic in every single day in my business, that's going to be an amazing feeling. So, Decade of Dominance, week 4, here we are. It's complete. For my crew at the store covering for me right now because I have to, take care of my dog. I had to head over that way and help y'all clean. I'm just gonna say T, because I'm not gonna say any names. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. But T, thank you for your support. I really appreciate you covering for me tonight. And definitely, pay it back to you in the future. But Decade of Dominance, week 4. Thank you guys, and see you next week.